Not that they were even bad in the first place. So just stay green, playing very, very well, even with a little bit of a slip up with the Restoration Stone there. I might not playing the Tempest. But anyways, here we are in game number 2. We're moving along, and actually, real quickly before we do, I just want to have a couple of updates. VDT defeats TMSR in their first game. Of course, again, that's being casted over there by Beef over there on Colecast, so if you don't want to watch that one as well, maybe at the same time. So VDT taking out them in game number 1. That was interesting. Lion Esports Club also winning their first game over Internet Gangsters. What seemed like it was a pretty epic battle, too. So a couple of updates right there for you guys. The other series of Team USA versus who's Team USA playing, actually? Locomotives, I believe it is. They were still in game 1 the last time I checked, and actually, let's see right here. Yeah, they're still in game 1. This is game 1, I believe. Look at that lineup from Locomotives. You know, not afraid to go and chew. That is Jolim, so just to clarify that too off the bat. They're running the Dampier as well. Blacksmith on top of that. Pyromancer. I mean, fun lineup there. It seems like that's a pretty close game, actually, in the end. And I believe Singularity, I don't know if that's actually Trough. That might actually be a ringer for them. I don't think it is, to be honest. So, anywho, that's also an update there. We got our game, though. Moving along here. Banning stage, you got Scout, Parasite, Engineer, and Keeper of the Forest. So, a couple of junglers being banned. Both of them actually being taken out by Excellent. Engineer and Scout being taken out by Stay Green. Don't want to deal with the Engineer support. Obviously, top tier, has been shown with the Captain's pick especially. Prioritized as first pick by a lot of teams even. Pebbles, the first pick in this case. Coming out for Stay Green. Lowstone, the response from Excellent. They'll gladly take that. Master of Farms, and back over to Stay Green. And then there's that Tempest pickup from Team Excellent. So that's so far how things have moved along. Ooh, Ophelia. So how about that? Stay Green. This is looking a lot more like the old school Stay Green. Ophelia, Master of Arms, Pebbles. That's deadly. Deadly stuff right here. You get something like a Magnus on top of this for Suicide. Or Rally. It is being right-clicked there. We'll see if he makes it through the next set of bans or not. I have a feeling probably not. But or Excellent could pick him up for himself with that set. We'll see what their final pick is. They already got the Tempest to Lowstone, of course, so they got a bit of AoE synergy kind of in the making. Okay, they actually go Magnus themselves with that said, so... The question is, though, are we going to see a Suicide Magnus or more of that dual-laning Magnus mid here? You got Lowstone, so probably going to be more of a dual-laning Magnus when it comes down to it. It's a little bit of information there, perhaps, for Stay Green to look at as far as how the lanes are set up. But, yeah, if Rally doesn't get banned here, I would not be surprised. And you also see the Balfagor being right-clicked, obviously. Oh, there's a Rally ban, but as we saw... against TMSR especially. Balfagor is strong.
He's definitely OP.
Yeah, Chessie played a fantastic Balfagor both of those games, and it was TMSR just they could not answer. They just did not have an answer for him, and SG made it work very well. So I don't know if it's going to be the case this time. I mean, hell, it could. They do have Ophelia. They got plenty of push already. It would not be out of the question whatsoever. So I would not be surprised to see a Balfagor pickup here by Stay Green to try to get the job done. And if that's the case, obviously, if your team Excellent, and if it's going to be Balfagor, it's probably going to come absolutely last, so they don't give away too much. But if your team Excellent, start thinking about that, because and what I mean is creep clearing, man. You want to be able to slow down that creep push in any way and clear them as much as possible. And that's something like a Behemoth. We saw TMSR play that in the earlier series that we casted against Justice League. Worked out very well, and he's a hero that is very good at stopping aggressive pushes with that Fissure Stun. There's the Warbeast. Oh, God. It's just shaping up. If they go with Balfagor on top of this now, that's just rude.
They won't have enough minions, I don't think.
We need more minions. The dangerous thing about this, too, is that Battle Cry affects both heroes and minions. So, yeah, it's... And I kind of wonder if Excellence... if I'm thinking, I'm sure Bassett's over here and the whole team is even bringing that up. Like, oh, you know what? What if they go Balfagor? I mean, already it's scary. So already you're worrying still about the creep push and how to counter that. Torture is a great example of that. So... Maybe something like her. Maybe something a little more unorthodox, but something like a Riftwalker support. she has some solid creep clearing potential with her Cascade event as well as the Shared Existence, I believe it is. The Wormhole also fits well with the Synergy, but they're going to go Torture in the end. Again, he is great for that, so that's a solid pick there. Now, how do you finish if you're Stay Green? Do you just go balls to the wall and go all out, or I mean, it would work. They could easily pick up Alfgor here, honestly, and they could make it work with that short lane. They have a Suicide Warbeast, a Jungle Ophelia, Master Pebbles made it. It's beautiful. So, or they could, I wouldn't be surprised if they go more of a like a hard carry here to like a just in case. So we can push around it, but like honestly, Demented Shaman actually. I'm eyeing Demented Shaman here too. Could also be a pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick. I know they specifically like to run it. Okay. Swindle Mounts. Probably going to see his Demented Shaman play coming out here. Or even Chessie. I'm not going to swap it around. We'll see where it ends up ultimately. But yeah, actually probably going to be Chessie now that I think about it. Swindle Mounts going to just be that Pebbles for them. And again, Balfgor, as fun as that would have been, honestly, to see it once again, but it seems like it would have been a little just over the top and too extreme almost. You might as well get a Demented Shaman thrown in there, get some more utility for your team in that sense. You have plenty of push already with the Warbeast Ophelia. A little unorthodox there, but I like it. I like it for a couple of reasons. He too is great creep player with the Demon Hands, but on top of that, the AoE synergy is most certainly there, especially finishing with him. Every single hero brings something to the table in these team fights here for Team Excellent as far as the AoE damage goes, and so I like that. I like that final pick from Soulstealer, or being Soulstealer here. But now here's the tough part of actually making it work. Stay Green is not only they're just a quality team in general, of course, they're going to be the best out there at this point, but they've even shown recently when they get their hands on what is a very aggressive and very push-oriented lineup, it gets out of hand very quickly. So we'll see if Team Excellent is up for the challenge here. I'm excited for this one, man. Game number 2 coming at you. Obviously, Stay Green up 1-0. The winner of this moving on to the round of 4. And, of course, they'll be set to play that tomorrow. But loser of this, not out of it. Going to just drop down to the loser's bracket, of course. But you do not want to drop down early. Got a long trek ahead of you, if that's the case. So we got right here. Hellhound going to scout out, and actually, Team Excellent says, nope, not going to let that happen. Turns it into a quick elemental, or 3 of them to be exact. Magmus being in the middle lane. I kind of had that sigh a little bit. I don't know why, but I guess I'm kind of going off what Riser has said. How he usually doesn't prefer to see Magmus in that middle lane here. If you can have that option, it's a little difficult to gank for if you have the jungler. And as far as his range goes on that Lava Surge stun, now he's probably going to have a Torture partner here, which can definitely work out well. Now they are going to be going up against what looks like could be a Master of Arms Pebbles, though, and that I think the Master of Arms Pebbles should actually have a pretty good time in the middle lane if that's the case. So I'm kind of thinking what they could have gone instead of the Magmus. Maybe Moraxis for more beefy presence, but he too doesn't necessarily do the greatest at setting up those stuns. Z-Freak! I don't know what Z-Freak was thinking. He wasn't thinking. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to run up this hill blind and hope that no one's nearby. That was also just good positioning by Team Excellent. It's kind of like a just in case, we'll just hang around this area. More so Torture, really. And Master of Arms trying to be, Master of Arms trying to be clever there. Good award a sight down. I don't know if he was trying to block a camp or whatnot. I assume that was the case. That would have been the case. He has 2 ward of sight still on him, so not a bit happened. But actually, okay, what are we seeing here? Demented Shaman is going to be middle lane. So, whoop, now someone's falling out right now. Demented Shaman is going to be in the middle lane here. You have Pebbles Master going top. Ooh, that's rude. There, the thinking here is, of course, we want to not let Soulstealer have a good start. We know that, especially if we let him get some good levels, some decent farm, that could be dangerous against what we ultimately want to do in terms of pushing early on. So, the Master of Arms Pebbles going top against the Soulstealer Torture. Now, there is a Tempest in the jungle, so this also is at the same time a fairly risky decision here by Stay Green. If it works, it'll pay off plentiful, and can make the game that much easier to win. But if Tempest is able to get some good, now you do see the ward. Look at this even. Order sites hugging each other, basically. Are those pretty much the same time? No, okay, actually. SG's was played this actually way after, so I wonder if your team excellent, you can award this if you can. I mean, you most certainly would have seen that. At least the vision is there. Whether or not they were actually looking is a totally different question. But if you can get that counter ward especially, then the chance of your Tempest being able to successfully gank raises through the roof, of course. So I don't know if they're going to do that, though. It doesn't look like there's anything on the courier. So I don't know if they actually even saw a place in the end. But anyways, what this is doing as well, Warbeast is the short lane with the set. Going up against Lodestone here. And you see Warbeast in his build. He's still going that Battlecry build. But holy crap, Lodestone is, once again, able to do a lot of damage. So you need to be careful about that. Ophelia, though, picking up the Illusion Rune. And Manut's playing Ophelia, just going to have her good time in the jungle. Doesn't really have the best ganking partners with Demented Shaman and Warbeast, so I don't know if that's going to be too successful. Magnus actually playing aggressive against Limp right here. Gets Limp to fall back and use some regen, though. How are the matchups going with that said? Magnus 4-0, Demented Shaman 15-6. Yeah, that's one-sided. Demented Shaman's having a dominating time. Can't be too surprised about that, though. Obviously, Torture coming up to the top lane ASAP to assist the Soul Stealer as a result of these lanes, which is understandable, but that does mean you're kind of giving up on Magnus in a sense of him having at least good farm. Now, the levels are a different story, and that's where it kind of makes sense, again, in the big picture. Oh, look at this, though. I love it. Tempest, whether they know or not the water site's there, this is perfect choice by Temp, but it turns around, actually. Oof. Yeah, it's only level 2 Torture, level 3 Soul Stealer. Didn't even go level 2. Yeah, did go level 2 Demon Hands, but not feeling like they could have done enough for the kill. Magnus in the meantime in the middle lane. He'll barely live in the Entangle, taking him down. Whew. And you know what? Demented Shaman stutter step there. If he didn't have stutter step, maybe if he got an extra auto attack off, that was a kill. Whether or not that was maybe the Steam Bath vision coming into play, it could be very possible. I mean, Limp is a great player, obviously. All these players are, but at the same time, Bassett's barely able to survive. So far in this game, although Bloodless kills in favor of Team Excellent because of Zephyr kind of going the uphill with no vision at the beginning, it's overall seeming like Stay Green, in fact, are they winning all 3 lanes? Seems like that's the case here. Yeah, they are. When you look at creep farm alone, and it's not only winning, it's dominating, really. All 3 lanes. You got an 18 and 15 Pebbles against a 9 and 4 Soul Stealer. You have a 28 and 13 Demented versus a 4-0 Magnus, and a Warbeast who's 25 and 7 compared to a Lodestone who's 13 and 7. Yeah, Stay Green having the mucho better timeout. Fine is kind of a star of hope here on Team Excellent's side. He's having an okay time at least, but you know, the fact that he hasn't been able to, and I don't know at this rate, I mean, maybe hitting level 6, you see Lodestone there taking some pressure. That's a Warbeast, though. That's not like, he doesn't even have a stun. I mean, that's just simply him getting in range, putting in auto attacks, and Lodestone having to port away. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, here's a stun coming out. Magnus in trouble. He is probably going to fall. Yes, he is. Demented Shaman, though, taking some pressure. Tempest comes in at the last second, and will clean it up at least on Demented Shaman. So, that was necessary for Team Excellent. At least they get the counter kill there as they drop Limp. At least Tempest does. So again, Tempest fine here. He is the shining hope for Team Excellent as far as what they can get going in this game. Because not only are they losing every single lane, but again, this is a team here on Stay Green that and we already see it here. They are just going to start pushing, and look at this. Warbeast and Ophelia come together, push the bottom lane. Top end in the meantime, Torture trying to chase down with Magnus and Soul Stealer. Magnus, he gets the Lava Surge off. Demon Hand's going to be coming over here. There's one Demon Hand. Ooh, Soul Stealer, though, not getting off another. Was that the mid-range? Or was that the long-range? That was the mid-range Demon Hand, yeah. He could have done a long-range, too. I mean, I guess just didn't feel like it was going to be enough for the kill anyway, so not using the mana in the end. But, good reaction at the same time from both Swindle and Z-Freak. The brothers there, able to get away. You got Lodestone in the meantime. Regen room picked up, but that's a dead tower. The same. I mean, Lodestone. Whoa, he's going aggressive. Holy crap! Oh man, Ophelia just melts. Is Lowstone actually going to live? Warbeast is chasing a Metamorphosis. He needs to be careful not to chase too far. The plates are just mitigating so much damage. There's a rocket drill going to not only stun him, but help him get away. You see the Skeleton King coming in, can't get close enough though, and Lowstone not only lives, but he got the counter kill, or the kill even first, on him on those playing that Ophelia. What a ballsy play right there by Lowstone, but boy did it pay off. And that was very well played. But the tower does fall with that set in the Legion's favor. So you are still looking at a 2,500 gold lead. Again, especially when you're dealing with a team like this on the Legion side, the gold lead is... It's going to be head most likely. As nice gank here on Demented Shaman. The Tempest Ultimate absolutely necessary, and it gets the job done. No hesitation whatsoever from Fine right there, and you got to love seeing that. It's, you know, the case is, you might say, oh, gonna get the kill, and then before you know it, he gets his cooldowns off, and he's going to live in the end. So just said, you know what, you stun in, and I'm going to ulti him, make sure he doesn't get away. And he gets the kill, and that's what matters. 7.5 minutes in. This is nice. Soulstealer trying to make a bait happen here. You got Lowstone nearby. I believe he was spotted, though, by this Fortisite. Yep. You see them both just... Pebbles and Master of Arms, not going to happen. And actually, there's going to be counter here, so... Few doing a good job of whoever recognizing that they did have vision. I'm going to prevent that. But this decision by Stay Green to send the aggressive dual lane top of Master of Arms Pebbles, paying off plentiful. Soulstealer... Now, at the same time, with that said, Soulstealer is a very recovering hero. If that even makes any sense. He can recover with ease, especially compared to most. That's what I was getting at. And he actually finishes his Steam Boots right there, but it does also go back to this whole game in general. Now, are you going to have time to recover, even if that's the case? When you're dealing with a team that's all about aggression, especially with team pushing. Magnus does it right here, but at what cost? Loso joins the party. Shadowstorm activated. He activated it after, though, so it's going to take a while to go off right here. It does go off in several heroes, but now Loso completely vulnerable. Head smash, not enough damage, and Lowstone is going to fall in the process. Brodex 5 level. If he activated it going in, maybe a different story, but he waited to use it after he actually rock control initiated, and obviously a complete turnaround. That also just happened to be Stay Green being there at the right place at the right time. And so the gank completely unsuccessful and completely backfires on top of that. So here we go with the push. You got a double Catman champion coming out here. Astrolabe already finished. Ophelia doesn't even care about boots. Just going straight Astrolabe here. Normally wouldn't see that, but with a game like this, it calls for it. That's already two towers. The 2 towers just dying just like that. 9 minutes in, we already have, that's 3 towers in total being killed. And guess what? It ain't stopping soon. Pebbles, he doesn't have a portal key, but he's going to run right into Tempest and Torture. Who needs a portal key when they pretty much run right into you for you? Torture is going to end up... Tempest is going to end up flying. Torture may actually live. Nope, never mind. He gets finished off, and again, it's like a downhill big ball of stuff. Just starts rolling and doesn't stop. Probably could have been a little bit better, a little more clever on that comparison there, but
Were you trying to say snowball?
no, I use that too much. I was trying to think of something. What's that one game? That one, I think it's like a Japanese game. It's like the game is about you have a ball and you just like you roll it around like all over the world.
Pretty sure you're making that up.
And no, it's a game. It's like I think it's a PlayStation game. You just roll the ball around and you just pick up random stuff. I don't even know the point of the game. I remember seeing pictures. Chat will help me.
Pretty
6
sure
minutes from now, chat is going to help. I'm not. Oh, it's going to be great once they say what it is, and then I'm going to be like, that's what it is.
I'm not going to tell you what they say, though.
Come on, chat, help me out here. Help me out here. Anyways, so the big ball of stuff is going, and it ain't stopping soon. 8,000 goldie now. You see the Hellborn team, they're getting desperate. They're like, okay, I guess we'll kind of push. Magnus Eruption! Oh, this is pretty big time at least. Warbeast is going to fall right here. It was only Warbeast, so I thought more reporting in. That could have been so much better if more ported in, but good idea and good execution, so it does result in a Warbeast kill at least. But look at this, the top lane's still being pushed. Ophelia's going to finally start falling back, and that may be the end of that. The tower was killed by the Hellborn side as well. Looks like Fine actually got credit for it. So, again, you knew that you're pretty much going to be giving up a gold lead here against Stay Green's team because it's just naturally the lineup. The goal is, though, to have ideally an experienced lead and a Soulstealer that is getting good farm. How is that coming along? The experience is very even. Soulstealer is 290 gold per minute. So it's not as ideal as you want it, but you're still not out of the game yet by any means. They do have massive team fight, especially when you always have that earlier on game. You can never count the team out. And then they do also have solid creep clearing potential. Between Torturer, between Soul Stealer. I guess that's really it. It's not even as much as I thought it was. It's solid, but it's definitely not overwhelming by any means. Glowstone, not really with the Rocket Drill. But yeah, the team synergy is the more so the AoE. So what can do it for them if they get some good initiation. That does start with something like a Portakey on Magnus. He has 800 gold saved up, so not there just yet, but he's working towards it. Bass is doing his darnest. 300 gold Tempest. It looks like he's going for more of the safer, more natural build even. Going to go Astrolabe on top of Plating Greaves here. Plating Greaves a fantastic pickup. I mean, you got Demented Shaman, you got Master, well, not so much support, but Warbeast and Demented Shaman are really the two that, yeah, we want to mitigate as much damage as possible, so I agree with that pickup there. Soulstone is going to be going straight Shrunken Head, and again, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. It's hard, you know, it's in a game. Can he afford to go something else? The only downside is Shrunken Head. With that said, there is a lot of physical presence. And that's, you know, especially now with the Portakey and Pebbles, that's tends to only be really good in these cases, really, that if you can get it off before you get jumped. So, you know, it doesn't do you a whole good if you get jumped by Pebbles and follow up with enough. Warby's getting aggressive there, and that might cost him his life. Oh, the Elemental Void just out of range. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta sting. Again, they had the right idea. There was no way they were not going to get that kill, and it was definitely going to be worth it, but they just could not connect. Demented Shaman, now look at this. He's invis. He's sitting on top of them right here, and this is just giving vision to his team to push the bottom lane, it looks like. I'm just going to do that instead, but oh, that's just also the mental state, too, of Team Excellent after a miss like that. It's got to be brutal. I know I would have quit right now. I would have rage quit already. But they got better fortitude than me. They're going to hang in there. This tower, though, it's not going to be hanging in there. It's going to fall. And we now have one outer tower remaining at the top lane, and it's already just below half-life even. So we're not even 15 minutes in. We're 14 minutes in now. Vulture Lord Cyclone coming out, or Tornado even. Going to harass that creep wave, as well as just the heroes in general. It's also a great portal key counter, if there were any. Obviously, at this point, there's not, though. Tower's gonna just melt away. Magnus tuns in, says we can't afford to wait. Here goes Lowstone. The Shadow Storm, and boom goes the Dynamite. Demented Shaman absolutely obliterated. They used a lot, though, for that one kill. Here comes a response from Staker, and they're trapping Ophelia, actually. Do they have any tablets? No, they don't, I believe. And Ophelia's gonna get collapsed on, too, so a double tap for Pew, actually, playing the Torturer. And they even saved the tower on top of that, so that actually worked out very well for Team Excellent. I was a little worried for their sake that they blew the Soul Burst, the Lowstone, the Shadow Storm, the Erupt on killing Demented Shaman initially, but it worked. And you know, no doubt he's a hero you do want to take out in those fights too, especially right off the bat. So, well played by Team Excellent. And you know, what did I say earlier? You know, you pretty much give up that you're going to be down in gold, but you have the experience lead, and you get a Soul Stealer that's starting to farm up. As well as some levels, even more so too, especially with the AoE synergy. Magnus, Soul Stealer, and Tempest especially need those levels. Now, bottom lane, that's what you don't need. Magnus, and at this point in the game too, it's that, you know, decision like that is you kind of scratch your head at. Why are you even down there in the first place as a Magnus? No portal key. I mean, yeah, he's kind of squishy or slippery sometimes. As Pebbles, though, well, I'm rambling on here. He just takes out Torture and then falls back. Or is he still going to go in, actually? But yeah, Magnus, even though it's the first tower, you know, you're lacking vision. Your towers are heavily pushed in, so you're not going to get support nearly in time. A very risky decision that just results in a death, and that's unfortunate. You know, it seems like he might have had that the unfortunate problem if he was so close to his portal key that he just got focused on wanting to do it. Now, Soul Stealer, he's being chased down by Warbeast. Now the trans isn't going to last much longer. The shapeshift, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Boom, he's going to come out. Okay, so Soul Stealer might actually be able to get away now. He will. You know, the funny thing was about the offensive master's call was used on a Warbeast. You know, obviously at that point, he's already running a haste, so it didn't even affect him for that. It was more so for the attack speed in case he got up to him, but by the time he got him, he actually already went off, so. wasn't able to capitalize off of that. And Solskjaer makes his getaway, a very necessary getaway. And he goes portal key. I don't, that's what I was going back to earlier. It's like, he's going shrunken. It makes sense, but God, is that going to be the best?
Breaky,
What's
have
that?
to interrupt you. Everyone in chat is saying the game name is Katamari.
Katamari.
Katamari
That's what
Damacy.
it was. See, I was not making it up.
Pretty sure that they're all making it up too.
You hear that, Payman? Payman thinks you're all telling lies. You wanna
I mean, I'm not saying that they're saying lies. I just feel like they're making that up.
You'd have the internet right in front of you.
Yeah, but that's too
You know,
easy.
That's don't want to be proven wrong. So.
I mean, what am I supposed to search for? A game where you're a ball that collects random
yes,
things?
actually, it probably would pop up if you search for that.
It just sounds kind of
Would
weird.
not surprise me. I'm gonna do that after this now.
Someone says the game is called Snowball.
So now we're not sure what it's called. Oh, that's kind of a big deal actually, and I assume that was of a reaction that he didn't mean to. Well, he used his Ophelia's touch right there. I think that might have been because he thought the illusions that were pebbles were actually pebbles. Either that or he could have just been simply healing up his creeps, but he has an Astrolabe. That seems like that'd be really odd. He's in the jungle, so I think that was more of a oopsie moment there from Ophelia. But in the end, it's already coming off cooldown. They're not pushing just yet. It's not a huge deal. Look at some items that are being picked up. Again, the Porta Key on Magnus, he's level 11. Solstier, again, he went the Porta Key too. He's level 11 as well. So, and that's where I do like the Porta Key pickup. I think if you are going to come back in this game, as Magnus actually stuns it right there. There's a Solstier. Oh, he couldn't get it off. Pebbles, a perfect reaction right there from Swinameld. Gets Solstier there first. And Magnus also going to go down. Swindle freaking melons. Making the clutch plays. Oof. That hurts. Several times now where you think you should have a free kill. The Tempest Ultimate earlier that just out of range of Warbeast, and this one it was looking like, oh, that they got the Porta Keys, beautiful dive, but it was a dive at the same time. I mean, and Soulstone was heading back, so I kind of feel that was miscommunication too. And maybe if the communication was a little bit better, then Soulstone, if you happen to go right at the same time, then could have gotten that ultimate off. Maybe a different story, but. They went a very ballsy move right there, and it did not pay off. And obviously, Stay Green has found quite the opening here to get even further ahead. This is going to be the last outer tower destroyed. Oh, excuse me, in favor of the Legion team. There you go. Shrunken Head purchased by Warbeast. So he's got his good Shrunken Head Abyssal Skull combination. Something else about that Soul Burst too, and again, always seem to. Not even necessarily forget, just more of a afterthought is it does great damage. Not only does that movement slow, but it also reduces the damage of enemies hit by it for 5 seconds. It reduces the base damage by up to 25% at level 3, minus 20% right now. So, you got like Warbeast, especially, and Pebbles even, really can affect him as far as his right-click threat goes. Something else to just keep in mind, but... Solstier, safe to say, is now working towards that Shrunken Head, and again, it's a case of that'll be a great item pickup, but you still are vulnerable to the physical threat. Granted, if he had a Shrunken Head like the last jump that they had, then obviously that would have worked out a lot better. So Shrunken Head still very, very worth it. Demented Shaman, Limp went more of the very heavy support utility build here, and understandably so, given the barrier idle already. On top of the Sacrificial Stone and Steam Boots, so Limp coming along very nicely for his team. He's farming 406 gold per minute. Pebbles also up there. What has Pebbles picked up? He's going for a Shrunken Head himself, of course. Will prove to be another great item pickup. Ophelia, 1,600 gold. Energizer even finished on Master of Arms, your main support there. Master of Arms, he's farming 260 gold per minute. Z-Freak, I tell you, he's one of the luckiest supports. Obviously a great player, but... one of the luckiest supports when it comes to just the scene in general. It seems like he last season especially is the same case, just because of how his team plays. So aggressive-like and so team-oriented. Like, he always manages to get some high GP, probably the highest GP out of any support, I think it's safe to say. For that reason, really. So, tends to have a great time. Kongor is going to be attempted, and this is dangerous, though. The Hellborn team, if they can get here, they have heavy, heavy AoE. They're running over. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Shrunken Head activated by Warby. Starts to jump in with the rocket show. It's going to be picked up by Warby with Shrunken Alive. He has a Shrunken Head up. Tempest gets chucked in right there. He dies, though, in the process. Pebbles in the background basically cut off Tempest before he could do anything. Tempest doesn't have a portal key either, so. And then Soul Stealer wasn't even there. Ugh. Ugh. So Team xCet, they had a chance, kinda, but not really. So Lodestone jumping in right there, you gotta wonder why, especially if Soul Stealer's not there. That was just, if he's not gonna be there, you just gotta give that up. Because now what has happened, you buy back on Tempest, there's a jump! Memphis, the Soul Stealer ultimate going off! Tempest still coming in, Pebbles is still alive though! Pebbles is still freaking alive! The Afterlife on top of the Ophelia's touch. They get the counter kill on a Soul Stealer. He buys back immediately. Lodestone's going to be coming up in 2 seconds. Demented Shaman being chased down now. Lava Surge used on him. He will be chased down and ultimately killed in the end. So the Hellborn team does hold it off, despite even no Elemental Void coming out right there from Tempest. It is still off cooldown with that said. The Token of Life is also still up on Warbeast, by the way. So at least Stay Green still has that going for them. Well, that thought, though, he's actually needs to be careful here. He's going to be chased back a little bit, but in the end, he should be fine. Spawn some wolves. Uh-oh, Lodestone. Can he get close enough, actually? He's going to, yeah, he's going to go for a rocket drill. Oh, no. Oh, no. Warbeast. Magnus? Magnus? 1 second? Nope, Shrunken Head. He's good. Okay, so anyways, he gets away. But, wow. I mean, but that goes back to that. Imagine if Lodestone was there, too. If Lodestone was there too, Pebbles dies there at the beginning. And maybe others do. I mean, do we have that fight? We can actually look back at that real quick. I don't know if you got it right from the beginning, but the initiation was beautiful. It wasn't all there. It was Soul Stealer and Magnus, which is a great combination together. But Lodestone or Tempest were not there. Tempest, no portal key himself, so he couldn't really assist in that sense. And then obviously Lodestone was dead at that time. And I mean, that even goes back to the Kongor pit as well. As, oh, middle lane. Warbeast gonna be jumping here. Here we go. Another big chance for a kill. There's the Elemental Void. Warbeast. Deep as the Master Call comes out. He will die the first time. Or will he? Holy crap. Yeah, he does die. Now they fall back. Very smart move right there. You used pretty much everything. You do not overcommit. So they get the Token of Life used. Try to now fall back, reset your quotas. But at the same time, the Legion side, obviously very aware. Like, okay, you're down Tempest ultimate now. We're feeling pretty good here. So we'll have to hold off on that replay for just a little bit longer now. But Soul Stealer, by the way, also got a Shrunken Head. He did not use it there either, so he actually has it up going into this fight, which is another pretty big deal. He has his ulti. Soul Burst is ready. Eruption's ready. Both level 2. Soul Stealer also has 30 souls, of course. Tempest Elemental. There's the Eruption. Ophelia's caught out. Barrier Auto goes up, though. Lodestone with a fall. Shadow Storm. Boom! Goes to Dynamite. He gets pushed back, though. The Legion team just 2 taking. Soul Stealer jumps him. Oh, my God. Soul Stealer literally blinked in, got his ulti off, and then died a second later. He just melted. Again, that's where it goes back to the Shrunken Head. You have to kind of get it because of the CC, but at the same time, it's not going to mitigate damage against this Legion team, as we saw right there. Double damage Warbeast doesn't help either. I didn't even realize that. And that's probably going to be game. I mean, Stay Green it. You know, they've been drafting this too lately. This is something that the competitive scene as a whole is going to have to try to figure out how to deal with. Just the all-out aggression, very teamfight oriented, very push heavy. I guess in that sense it's kind of Stay Green from last season, but it's just with different heroes really, to an extent at least. Pebbles, pick on that. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I mean, there's this game they have Master, Pebbles, Ophelia. It's not really different heroes, but oh, it's different. It is. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but it is a tough loss in the end. GG well played's coming out. It's Stay Green. They will take the series 2-0. And again, that means they're moving on to the round of 4 here in cycle number 1 for the Diamond Division. Team xCet, however,